Marco van Basten, Dutch legend, this week has announced proposed dramatic changes to football.
I'm sorry. I'm just taking a look at some of the stuff there. Sorry, Frank.
Yeah. I mean, Donny, your laughter kind of sums this up. But,
4 quarters per match. It's fucking ridiculous.
You like it so, Donny? Yeah.
I tell you what, they should launch his own league from Basten football or something, man. It's fucking stupid. Sin bin.
Which one of them is your favourite, Donny?
4 quarters, I think.
I think the 4 quarters one is just ridiculous. I mean, the no offside one, oh my god, like, what? I mean, what does he want? Like, has he gone to America and spent like this last 20 years in America? You know what he wants? Goals. No offside. I mean, match is going to end up like 10-9. You know, no one wants to see that. You know, I mean, does he not? Sorry, Kenny.
Sorry, yeah, no. I'll read out a couple of little quotes about it. If you Google just Van Basten ideas, you come back with quotes from managers and ex-players and I'll read down the line. Van Basten's ideas are bonkers. What's this immeasurable bullshit Marco's talking about? Oh my god. Even after that fantastic goal that he scored that I'll always remember in Euro 88.
Oh yeah,
this guy, respect for this guy is just going down.
This is a guy who was afraid of being fouled on a pitch. He was actually genuinely afraid of being fouled. So I mean, for someone like this, yeah, exactly. For someone like this to be making rules for football is not a good idea for starters. And for these to be his ideas as well, it's bonkers, you know?
I mean, it's what about the penalties? Don't know. I mean, it's all about maybe the player should start. I mean, and this one, I'm talking about the whole American thing, right? Maybe the player should start 25 minutes from goal and then he can dribble the goalkeeper or shoot early. He said, but you have to make a goal within 8 seconds. It's more skill and less luck. It's maybe a bit more spectacular. It's more football, but still never suit a player. That's like what you do in ice hockey, isn't it? But
they used to do it in the MLS.
Yeah, MLS. There's a good few clips of that.
But Serie A actually trialled this, didn't it? Because I remember Robbie Keane.
Robbie Keane, yeah, he had a goal at...
He missed the 1-on-1, which kind of sums him up, really. But this guy's fucking bonkers. I mean, 4 quarters. I'm sorry, when you're reading that out, Frank, and I just kind of had my notes here, 4 quarters, I just couldn't hold it in. I should have had my thing on mute. What's he fucking on? I mean, seriously, what's going on here? I mean, he wants FIFA. Is it him or is it FIFA want to do it? Do you know, or is it just come from?
I think he was recently been elected to a kind of executive role within FIFA, and it just seems that they're all on kind of hallucinations over there, and there seems to be a competition that who can come up with the fucking craziest idea.
Yeah. It's up there with Blatter wanting women to wear bikinis playing football and stuff like
tighter shorts, isn't it?
Yeah, tighter shorts and bikinis wearing football and playing football. Like, you know, it's just I'll come up with some idea just to kind of justify the position I'm in. Here's a few things that I've thought about before. You know, no offsides. Like if no offsides happen, I'm gonna try and see if I can get a game again. You know, I'm gonna. See if I can turn out for Villa again, you know?
You'd have 10 Peter Crouches out there if there's no offside. They'd just be lumping the ball up to the tallest, like 2 or 3 tall lads in the box, and that'd be it. That'd be football.
I mean, here's the best one, right? I'm just reading one of his quotes, right, on the no offside one. I think it could be very interesting watching a game without offside. No fucking joke. He said, football now is already looking a lot like handball with 9 or 10 defenders in front of the goal. It's difficult for the opposition to score a goal, as it's very difficult to create something, a small piece of play they give you. So if you play without offside, you get more possibilities to score a goal. No fucking shit, Van Basten. I mean, football's a Victorian game, and basically they used to have this thing called goal hanging. Or, you know, we used to call them hatchers, didn't we, and all that sort of shit. And he used to...
No, these guys at all now. I've never heard of these guys.
But yeah, and you know, could you imagine someone like Diego Costa being a hatcher or a goal hanger and then fucking like getting into a fist fight with the goalkeeper or whatever. You could just see it. Like, it's just ridiculous. I mean, that guy, he must have been in Amsterdam when he came up with these fucking, if I'm being honest, it's fucking ridiculous. I mean, you say he's recently had an executive, I think he's recently had a fucking bang in the head. I mean, this is madness. Absolute madness. Sorry, Frank. Read them out there for us. Go on. Let's, because I'm probably missing a few here. This would be a good laugh.
No, like, I mean, I think you've kind of covered it off, a few of them there. Like, I mean, there's a couple that are logical, and if you heard them kind of early, you're thinking, maybe this guy is alright, and then you go down the list and you're thinking, this guy needs a scan. But,
later, as the joint takes effect,
yeah.
Get more.
But, like, you know, I think he said something about cumulative fouls, so, you know, if you commit 5 fouls, you know, you have to leave the pitch, but that's probably the case now. You know, 5 fouls would usually lead to a yellow or red card. Only captains can speak to the refs. It's probably not a bad suggestion.
That used to be the way, though, unless I'm mistaken here. Was that not the way where the captain was the only person that could speak to the referee? And then if you tried to speak, because I remember watching football, my granddad in the late 80s and the early 90s, Granny used to always say, oh, he should get a booking for that. Because why, Granny? He's not the captain. Only the captain could talk to the referee. Otherwise, he should get a yellow card. I remember Robbie Keane got booked in an Ireland match, and he got booked for giving out to the ref. And the referee gave him a yellow card, and fucking Robbie Keane points this in arm and goes, I'm the fucking captain here. I can talk to you. And of course, the referee didn't change his mind. I think that's a good idea. There's one thing I cannot stand is seeing a player curse out referee. I think it's disgraceful, and I think it should be straight red. And even Liverpool fucking players do. I hate it.
Yeah. What about you, Dave? Any favourites along the list?
The only one on that list I think that would have any merit. I think there's a proposed was it an orange card for a sin bin?
Yeah.
Now you don't want to see. How many times we talked about games being ruined by you know, an early red card, like for a professional foul that you know, a penalty is given and, you know, the game's ruined as a spectacle. Maybe, you know, like what they have in the GA with the black card, you know, an orange card, put them on the sin bin for 10 minutes and back on with the game after that. Maybe there's a bit of merit in that. And that's about it. There's the rest of being defensible as far as I'm concerned, but yeah.
Well, they don't seem to be getting much love on here, on Basten. I mean, is there any rules in football that need changing, lads? Any that you would like to see changed?
You always try and, you know, add to it, adjust little adjustments here and there, little changes that have been made over the years, like 6 seconds for the goalkeeper rule that came in and kind of was forgotten about a little bit. No passing the ball back to the goalkeeper picking it up. The game was ruined as a spectacle in the 90s. You could see the Ireland-Egypt game. You should watch that back to see why rule changes are actually good things in many ways. But, you know, there's nothing that sticks out to me like a sore thumb from watching games that I think, actually, let's change this as a rule. But I do think this spectacle of running over to the referee and, you know, 5-6 players surrounding him, giving out about, like, the rugby setup of the referee talks to the captain, which is the way it goes, and his word, I think, could make things a bit better, kind of as far as a spectacle and respect goes. That's the only one I might touch at the moment, you know.
I think his problem is that, I mean, I think the game as it is it's not perfect, but it's the most popular game in the world. It's just it needs little tweaks every now and again, and like the pass back rule. That was I don't know if you lads remember the first season of Premier League. David Seaman was a bastard for it, but he passed it back to him and he'd do an air kick, and he kind of rush over it and, you know, knock it out into touch. But I just think, I mean, 4 quarters, like he's not trying to tweak the game. He's trying to fucking change the game, unless he's whatever he's smoking. Unless he was reading an NFL thing at the time, I don't know, but. There's not too many changes. I mean, they brought in the goal line technology. I initially was against that because I thought, stupidly actually, because I thought it would affect the game too much. It actually adds to the game. I think we should be looking for stuff that adds to the game, not completely changing it. Like, that improves it. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the stuff that gets tweaked. I mean, look at the stuff with the spray can for the yards.
Yeah.
So simple. Great invention, Little thing. That's what we should be looking at. But going in and changing the game, I don't know. But what I have noticed with some of this stuff is that it seems like that one to 4 quarters and all that seems to just be... It just seems to be about money, really, doesn't it? More adverts. Yeah, more adverts and stuff, I mean, because it's going to bring the game out. And I think they're trying to, I don't know, maybe they're trying to get it to appeal more to the American audiences. But I don't think they need to, really, because it's done well in America, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, his quote is, his quote on the 4 quarters is, the coach can have 3 times with his players during the game in order to make it a better tactical game. He's talking about that, and then while he's mentioning that beforehand, he was saying that the game is too tactical and we want no offsides. So he's contradicted himself a couple of times in there.
Yeah,
and
spot on.
But these are just little ideas. None of them are going to come to fruition. They're all being ridiculed all over the place. But most games you look at, and some of them they don't even get going until after 25 minutes properly.
2 matches the weekend.
Most goals in games are scored in after the 44th minute and after the 89th minute. So
the second and fourth quarter.
Yeah, exactly. yeah. The second and fourth quarter, they won't happen. Those goals won't happen. Lapses in concentration after being on the pitch for 45 minutes. Won't happen if you split it like that. So
you want to come in there,
Dave,
do you?
Yeah, he was a striker, and as I said earlier, he's a striker who didn't like the physical side of the game. So his proposals are clearly favouring, a striker who doesn't like the physical side of the game. So
very true.
It's not actually. We shouldn't really be listening. We should be have him on board, but don't have one man try and dictate the rules of the game. It's just.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. And Kenny as well. I mean, it's sort of bollocks, really, isn't he? He's coming out with. So it's sheer madness. I mean, but you can see it though, can't you? In a few years' time, and the third quarter brought to you by Ford, and the final quarter brought to you by Nissan. Yeah, it did. All this shit, it's all money. Tag Haifa brings you the first quarter and all this crap. It's just money, and I think they're just looking at ways to get different bits out. And I think, don't be surprised to see it in the MLS that they'll probably pick a league, some shit league, or some other shit league that will basically, they might do a trial one. Then I get worried. See that? I probably.
Well, yeah.
I think we all agree it's crazy, but let's embrace the craziness. All right. So I had a bit of time on my hand today, so I've come up with 3 potential rules. All right. Changes that can be. Now it's light-hearted, so no sniggering. Go easy on me here, Dunny. So I'm
all laughed out. Don't worry.
I'm going to propose 3 game changes, and you can tell me what the best is, if any of them are. All right. Yeah. So I'm going to try and paint a picture here with my words. All right. So the first one is the MVP player. All right. So at the start,
Kenny rule, as it will.
Yeah. At the start of each calendar month, a team nominates their MVP player. It's likely to be a forward player or an informed player, because any goals this guy gets are worth 2. Okay?
Fantastic stuff so far, Frankie. Looking forward to the rest of them.
Right. Now, even if this guy becomes suspended or injured, he still remains the MVP until the next calendar month. Any merit in that?
This is based on Ronaldo, isn't it? Get over him.
You've been playing too. You've been picking too many captains in your fantasy football, Frankie.
Yeah. All right. Well, that one's obviously not getting much love. All right. Well, the second one then. All right. Picture this.
Well, actually, Frankie, just on that one, they have that in tag rugby, where you play with men and women, and women's scores are double. So there's a precedence for it there.
That's sexy.
Did you just call me sexy, Dave?
No, I don't like to see.
Sexy.
You are sexy.
Well, you are, but
that's why we used to shower together all the time in the Astros, And I miss that, Kenny. I really do, man. It's been 5 years.
Goals
videos.
Goals run off the crossbar count double. You've always.
Yeah.
He'd been on 20 goals a season or 40 goals a season.
Yeah.
That was the case.
All right. The next one. All right. This is based on the Crystal Maze.
Crystal Meth, more like it.
So imagine the scene. You're 3-1 up, okay? A bad tackle goes in on the halfway line just before half time. Andre Mariner, who's now sponsored by Specsavers, sees the incident.
Not bitter whatsoever.
And sends the player off. You now have the choice to give back one of your crystals or golds in return for that player returning to the pitch and continuing the match at 11v11.
First of all, had you sent off the right man?
Yes.
Okay. It's not Gibbs this time, is it?
Frankie Van Basten, I love that idea.
Crystal. Just see Pep rolling on the pitch with his crystal.
Frank, did this love of Crystal Maze come from your likeness to their presenter by any chance?
That's
all right.
Low blow.
And the last one, the sexy goal panel. So this is a kind of Strictly Come Dancing team. So 4 former strikers sit, or midfielders, sit on the side of the pitch in tuxedos. And every goal that goes in, they rate out of 10.
Is that not the Sky Sports panel, Frank?
Yeah. So they hold up their little placard, the 4 of them, and you get a cumulative score. If at the end of the match it finishes a draw, the team that scored the most sexiest goals wins. In the event of a 0-0 draw, neither team gets a point.
I like that one.
That's a beautiful
idea. How long did you spend thinking about this, Frank?
I'm not going to answer that, Dave.
you could just see like Man United playing and Martin Tyler on the panel, really getting a tap in, fucking 20. No, like as I said yesterday, like I'd imagine if he was doing the commentary, like for Sky or for someone else, Rooney goes in, all you hear is going fucking straight down to the pitch, and who's this man? And it's Martin. You just hear Queenie going, Martin. Oh Jesus, there he is. Oh, yeah, no, Frank, don't like it.
No, all right. Well, I think the game is good enough for it as it is.